Bitcoin hits another all-time high in the last couple of hours, now hovering just 2% under $25,000. Do the Bitcoin bulls have that momentum to make it happen? What's up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. Hit that subscribe and like on the way in. I appreciate you. We're almost at 60,000 subscribers. It's awesome. I appreciate each and every one of you. So let's jump into this video real quick. It is December 25th. I wasn't planning on doing a video today. This is really important to me. There are timestamps if you want to jump into the charts. I tweeted earlier, we don't know the exact date of the birth of Jesus Christ. We do know just over 2,000 years ago, our King was born, wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger, from Luke 2:12. He arrived as both fully God and fully man. He saved us from sin and death. He changed the world forever. He has literally changed the world forever, eternally. And everybody, Crypto Capital Venture recruiting firm, Crypto Capital Venture technical analysis videos like every day for you all. Blockgains, now working on Blockgains crypto app, free for all of you. I'm in crypto, right? And we're talking about money a lot here, but I want you to know the foundation of who I am as a person. It's so far removed from crypto. Crypto is an investment for me to set up my family, and I enjoy it. But this right here on the screen, Jesus Christ, that is my life. And I think it's important that I let you all know that occasionally. So that's that. Merry Christmas. God bless you and your family. Let's jump into the Bitcoin charts. Here we go. Hourly chart. This is what has transpired, everybody. This is actually a really big move. As Bitcoin broke down through, and you remember we were tracking this rising wedge, right? On the hourly chart, Bitcoin broke down through, came back up, tested. As anticipated, we always look for a revisit of the trend line, rejected, came back up, tested, again, rejected, came back up, tested, and broke back in, coming back down through the trend line, back in. And there we are right now. We're in and above that trend line. This is a crazy story. The bulls are just not giving up. And the only thing that just triggers in my mind when I see the illustration of the charts and the relentless bullish moves of Bitcoin on the hourly chart, these are short-term moves, but they're just like Bitcoin just making a run for it each time, breaking resistance. The thing that I think about is just supply demand. At the end of the day, that's what I think about. You know, PayPal alone, taking up all of the incoming supply of Bitcoin, like 900 Bitcoin a day or something, right? And just the demand factor for Bitcoin right now. And the fact that Bitcoin's sitting above $24,000, almost $25,000, everybody. And it still just seems so undervalued. And I think we're seeing this play out on the charts now. The world is waking up to Bitcoin, and this is kind of what it's looking like on the hourly chart. This is at least what has happened and what has transpired in terms of this short-term pattern that we've been tracking since, the start of this is like December 21st. It's not a huge pattern, but we're at a really critical area in terms of this pattern itself. Can Bitcoin stay above this lower trend line sitting at like 24,400? Currently, we're talking about like 1% away. Oddly enough, we're around 2% away from Bitcoin making a move to $25,000. Note this is important. A $25,000 Bitcoin still not at that upper trend line of this rising wedge. That's a couple $100 above 25,000, 25,200. Really big resistance for Bitcoin. Can Bitcoin make a run for it? We know out of this rising wedge trend line, breakout target, $26,000 plus. We've been talking about it on this YouTube channel. Beyond that, there's even more upside, and we've talked about this as well. And I want to show you this very quick clip from December 10th. Now, to have some fun with this, you could kind of mess around with different charts. We can take a speculative scenario and say, well, if Bitcoin were to, from this similar swing low to that swing high, do something similar, right? We can take that chart, what that looks like, and we can transpose it over here on Bitcoin, and let's see what that might look like for Bitcoin, if I can get it. And then here we go. So from this swing low, let's take that down to like right around there. You can see this is Bitcoin hitting $30,000. Now, will Bitcoin, and I really wanted to replay that for you because we were visiting that area on the charts because there was something, we were doing two things, right? And Bitcoin, this is where we're talking about. Back in 2019, Bitcoin was right here, right? And I was very much just Bitcoin's getting overbought on the weekly. I was ready for a dip. You all know we got little dips, but they were bought up so quick. But we were really comparing these areas because it's kind of like, even though we're waiting for that big dip after Bitcoin just broke through the bull market doors, we're talking about dips. We also were just discussing, well, the possibility that supply demand factor is there. What is Bitcoin to the upside? If it's just going to keep going, what does it look like? And this is what we were tracking on Bitcoin. Bitcoin back here on the chart in 2019, it's just really similar setup. And you can just see what it looks like. Here's Bitcoin on the charts. Bitcoin was basically had this swing high to a swing low. And we were talking about this Fibonacci retracement that Bitcoin broke through and the upside that Bitcoin saw from that breakthrough, right? And if we go back to this chart, you can just see, and I can just chart this for you real quick so that you can see speculatively what this looks like. The move from this swing low to that swing high right there. And we can come over and transpose it on the charts. And I'm going to zoom in so you can see this better because I did that video on December 10th. So this is what the move looks like. If we look at where's December 10th, right in this swing low. To give you an idea, here's the same exact type of Fibonacci retracement. And Bitcoin, you can see, broke through it, right? And it almost looks identical to how it broke through back here. That's Bitcoin breaking through that Fibonacci retracement. Now, Bitcoin has recently obviously done the same thing. But regardless, from that swing low, December 10th, right around here, you can see Bitcoin on trajectory almost like exactly, even with this consolidation right here at that $24,000 area and just below the $24,000 area. Look at the similarities on the charts. Right here, that was in 2019, and right here. So Bitcoin currently making a move. Is it going to trade sideways a little bit here? Are people going to talk about $25,000 resistance and then boom, blast off to 30,000? Maybe, but the case is there, everybody. And you know, the weekly chart, of course, yeah, it's overbought, but the supply demand factor, it's all that we can keep talking about. People are buying Bitcoin and there's really not enough to go around at cheap prices. So going to the 6 hour, we can really kind of dig into really what's going on kind of on these short-term charts. Obviously, we saw what was happening on the hourly chart. It's important just to continue to watch this area. It's such a small range for Bitcoin testing this line right here. We want to stay above that, obviously. But going to the 6 hour chart, here's what else we have in play. Obviously, you see those white lines, the rising wedges. That is part of it. But we also have what we've talked about on this channel, this YouTube channel just the other day, I think yesterday, was this falling channel, right? Breakout target of that falling channel right around 26,000 as well, a little bit above 26,000. So we have two $26,000 plus targets to the upside, the rising wedge, right here, and then this falling channel, which you see this yellow line target to that. So Bitcoin, obviously on the 6 hour chart today, has broken the upper trend line. And really you can see the two moves Bitcoin did today, which were huge. It broke the upper trend line, the yellow line here of the falling channel, and it broke the lower trend line of the rising wedge. It broke back above into that pattern. And here it is illustrated on the hourly chart. So two really big moves in terms of Bitcoin, kind of like, you know, Bitcoin bulls not letting up. They're just like, let's go. So that's kind of what we're looking at. Two targets to the upside. I'm not even really going to talk about to the downside right now. Obviously, we know we have downside targets, right? If this entire trend line fails and Bitcoin just doesn't keep going and it fails, the bulls fail momentum, there still is that breakout target down here in the 21,000s. But I want to enjoy this move to the upside, and I want to continue to track this. And it's so interesting to me to see if Bitcoin can continue in the synergy and harmony that you see back here in 2019. And if we can make a move, not only to our $26,000 targets, everybody, but to that $30,000 plus area before final consolidation back down. Time will tell. We have to keep tracking it. I love historical data because oftentimes it proves very consistent. You can see back then Bitcoin did start consolidating again. And I could see Bitcoin eventually doing something like this, but this time for bullish continuation, because now we are in a bull market. Back then, it was obviously kind of a little bit of a bearish move. So that's what I'm tracking on Bitcoin right now. Wanted to share it with you. We're just, $24,600. Really going to be interesting to see what happens with Bitcoin and altcoins as well. So time will tell. The weekly chart just still looking awesome. Look at the upward buying pressure on the weekly charts. Supply and demand, everybody. At the end of the day, it really is that simple. And right now, this is really historical the last couple of weeks. Bitcoin on these charts, on the weekly chart, zoomed out, right? And let me open this one. This goes back even further. The RSI zoomed out. This goes back. Look how far this goes back. We're talking 2011, 2012. Never has hovered like this. And the buying pressure you see illustrated on this RSI, just really cool, right? Really awesome. So let's keep tracking it. Let's see. Hit that subscribe, hit that like. I appreciate you all. Merry Christmas. God bless you. I'll see you in the next video. Have an awesome, awesome day and, weekend, I guess. God bless.